guys have negative people on your Facebook feed? In this video, I'm going to talk about something that has completely changed the way I look at Facebook, how Facebook is changing your life, the way you look at yourself, let alone your mental health, and what to do about it. So here's what to do if you think that the time you spend on Facebook is being wasted by negative people, negatively affecting your mental health. Let's talk about it. I want to start by going over the post that inspired this video.
All I ever see on here anymore are people complaining about other people for their sad lives. And then you have the ignorant people who think their opinions are valid. Then you see pregnant people posting nothing except posts about being pregnant and still posting half-naked pictures of themselves. But it's all, look at my boob, even though their ass is out. Then you see statuses of people judging people for how their parents and add a twist of racism into it, even though their best friend is a white mother. I just can't with any of you. You're so fucking annoying. You are all ignorant and annoying. Just shut the fuck up. This is not an over the order for everyone 3. Grow up.
There's something that I don't even know how to explain to a lot of people watching this video. It's called Levels of Energy. It's the name of a book I'll link in the description for anyone who wants to check it out and read the reviews. Definitely one of the more insightful books I've listened to during the first quarter of 2019. It's a really weird concept. It makes a ton of sense, but it's so hard to explain. But once I finished the audiobook, I started looking at Facebook and people in general a little differently, and in a good way, an insightful way, an informative way. This was a long time after I started doing what I'm going to talk about in the video, but I found that the levels of energy are a lens you can kind of use to look at whether having someone on your Facebook feed is helping or hurting your mental health, your physical health, and even your spiritual health. Now, I'm always talking about how thoughts are so powerful and how powerful they can be. I mean, some of our thoughts are ideas. They can actually be more powerful than us. Some of us die before they do. Look at phones, cars, computers, airplanes, radios, television, household appliances, virtual reality. There are plenty of ideas that have changed the course of humanity, and these ideas come from thoughts, and positive ones at that. Surely a negative thought is not the reason any of these would exist. It's not because you're sad that you want to communicate with a loved one. It's because you were happy at some point to do it instead. And how does this tie into Facebook? I mean, if you look at Facebook, there's a ton of shit all over the place. Everything I just said, in comparison to everything in that long post I read at the beginning of this video, had very different moods to them. Different tones. They are pieces of content. That post is a piece of content. This video is a piece of content. If you put out negative content, you're going to get negative responses. So, does Facebook affect your mental health? Does it affect your emotions? And how? If you have a bunch of friends on Facebook saying negative things to each other, to you, research says we spend an average of 2 hours a day on social media. 2 fucking hours. Isn't that insane? Now, for some reason, people think that this is a bad thing. I don't know why, upon face value, it would be a good thing. I mean, you can't get that time back. So that begs the question, is the time well spent? Is it worth it, or is it being wasted? I mean, isn't that up to you? Most people don't generally care about how they spend their time. Most people don't even know how they spend their time. If you want to know or care more about your time, because who doesn't and why wouldn't they? In my experience, at least, look up Brian Tracy Time Management Seminar on the YouTube search bar somewhere up here, or down there, or across from my face. I have no fucking idea where this shit is. Watch the 55-minute video with the cheesy purple background, and do that once a week, every week. I've done it for 18 months now, just at the making of this video. And nobody fucking wastes my time anymore, and that's fucking that. Now, the only thing that makes the time well spent is if it's on things that matter to you, if it's on things that are valuable to you, things that are helpful in whatever you're dealing with in life. Because hey, if something's negative, how can you make it positive? There's a silver lining in every black cloud, is there? The truth of the matter is, whether Facebook and other social media is bad for your mental health is up to you, like a majority of things. In life, a lot of people think are circumstantial and impossible to somehow change or prevent. So there are a few things we can do. A lot of people think it's a good idea to just stop, just never use it. But the importance of communication with things like Facebook has gone up, because now parents and spouses and significant others and siblings and friends are constantly wondering where everyone is, what's gonna happen next, if everyone's okay. And it's a very meta prospect. It's a very weird thing to think about. And to escape all that and just cut that contact completely, like, does that say good or bad things about you to those people? And how much of a choice do you have as far as controlling that good or bad in the eyes of those people? Isn't that kind of important? important to you, I think it's best to just not quit. Maybe that's me. I want to die someday, knowing that I changed the lives of tens, maybe hundreds of millions or even billions of people for the better. So if you don't quit, a good thing about that is that you can control whether your time is spent on the right things or wrong things. In this century, if you want to do anything big with your life, something impactful, want to start a company, want to make a bunch of money legally, want to change the lives of lots of people, you're gonna need social media. And if you don't, to prove that alone will require, if I had to guess, somewhere between 100 and 1,000 times more work and time and money and all sorts of other shit. And all that work and time and money from other people is going into social media right now. So what the fuck? If you're just gonna quit social media for your well-being instead of just disciplining yourself to use it for certain times of the day and shit like that, why do you not live in the mountains with the kangaroos and the elephants and eat bananas all day? I also want to specify that Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and probably all the other major social media platforms like Instagram and Snapchat, these platforms, not just platforms but also devices. iPhones definitely fucking have this now. They actually have trackers, these features you can use to check or even limit the amount of time you spend using them every day. I mean, there are so many reasons for this, but if you don't believe me, I'll link any articles I can find in the description. But the point is, I'm saying this is a choice. If you spend time on Facebook and it's having a bad effect on your mental health, it is because of what you're seeing on that screen for those 2 hours every day. When there's lots of time, energy, focus, and other shit going down the drain that you may never get back, and even if you do, you aren't happy with it. If these things describe you, here are some things to do that may change your life in ways that are just as subtle as they are incredible. Aside from tracking and or limiting the time you spend on Facebook and or the device upon which you use it, which alone I like to think is pretty helpful, even though I don't do it. I mean, I do, but I don't need a piece of technology to help me with it at this point for reasons I actually mentioned earlier in this video. You don't have to do these all. Some you may need to do more than others, but doing them all day by day until you're like, okay, I think I'm good for now, then keeping yourself in check once, maybe twice a year can really help the way you look at your life and yourself with how much time we spend on platforms like Facebook. Number 1, deleting people. Yes, deleting people. Go on your friends list, and if the person is not helping you feed your kids, mow your lawn, do your laundry, pay your bills, not really. If you look at these people on your friends list and delete most of them, you're just gonna see more of what's still gonna be there, which is okay. I mean, maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. Again, that's up to you. I have literally gone live, deleted 1,000 people in an hour and said, I'm deleting people, most of you gotta go, and if you don't like it, either comment below or block me and save us both the time. But most people aren't like that. And that's more than okay, believe me. Most people aren't like, well, this person doesn't really post. If they don't post, they're not posting anything negative, so why would I delete them? Or if there's someone who just posts negative things all the time, but you know they're a coworker and you do really work well with them aside from all that, there are a lot of situations I definitely understand and they make sense. Facebook probably understands that better than I do, in fact. Like, hey, this is about the trees, not the forest. And that's why if they post negative things, but you like them as a person, you have the choice to unfollow them. You don't see their posts on your feed anymore, and you can stay friends with them. Sometimes it's not even if it's negative. Sometimes they just share the stupidest fucking things. Sometimes they post too often, and you see it and think, can this person just shut the fuck up? Sometimes people said that about me on my Facebook, and it is what it is. But unfollowing people can be a great in-between. If you don't want to delete that person, you want to stay on good terms with them, and so on and so forth. Number 2 is seeing people first. This is a really powerful fucking underrated feature right here. When you open Facebook, it's almost like there's a handful of people, and one of them is always the person who posts like the first thing you see on your feed at the top. The first thing you see on your feed, it's posted by, you know, chances are it's posted by one of 5 or 6 people. And if you aren't happy with that, well, you got all those negative people off your list now, and it's like, what the fuck do I do now, Sam? If you got rid of the negative, it's time to fill up your space with some positive. And what if I told you you could actually control who you see first at the top of your feed? Every time they post, if you're not active, you see it the next time you either log back in or refresh your feed. And you get to choose who these people are. All you have to do is go to their profile, go to where it says following, and instead of default, hit see first. As of 2019, you can do this with up to 25 people. Some of my people I do it with are Mark Zuckerberg, goes without saying, Tony Robbins, Tom Bilyeu, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Bucket List, it's the name of a page that posts amazing looking places and shit around the world, beautiful pictures. I have them on see first because it's like, hey, maybe if I keep working, I'll be able to visit this place. A lot of people like to follow guys like Gary Vaynerchuk and Jay Shetty and Trent Shelton. I don't. If you want to know why, that book I mentioned in the beginning of this video can explain it clear as day. Number 3 is joining groups. You can also do this. Look for groups of like-minded people. Anyone with similar interests to your own. Most likely you'll find so many of these fucking people and connect with them. So many artists and producers I know from Facebook have actually met each other through Facebook. At the filming of this video, I am in a relationship with a girl who I met through Facebook. Meeting people through Facebook is becoming so popular. You know that 1 in every 3 couples meet online? Facebook apparently this year launched, or at least is currently rolling out the launch of a dating feature. Well, a good way to find someone in any calling or interest or field or whatever you want to call it is groups, and all you need to do is search for them and read the comments till you see something worth talking about. As far as Messenger, you can mute the conversations or leave the group conversation by going to the conversation settings, or just ignore people. Or block them if you're really sick of their shit. The point of this all is to get more of what you like and take out what you don't. Because when you get more of what you like, you get more and more of it. And the 2 hours you spend on Facebook every day is being put to good use. You're getting shit out of it. You're not wasting your time complaining or arguing or reading negative comments. I swear that shit is bad for your health. Just to look at. I mean, it can't be good for it. Let me know how much of this works for you guys. But please use it. Please apply it. Don't just watch from the sidelines like so many people and just complain about it, and stay where you're at. Do you want your emotions to be where they're at, or do you want them to be higher, elevated? To me, that always felt better than it sounded. So if it sounds like fun and you apply it, you're in for a fucking treat, okay? But let me know if you guys have any ideas you want me to talk about in future videos, and I'll give you a shout out if and when I use them. If you have any questions, please feel free to hit me up. There are links at the bottom of the description to all my social media. Also at the bottom of the description, there are links to my new production kits where you can find all the hardware and software that I use to make music and these videos. If you buy any, I get commission, which helps me build this channel and keep making these videos for you guys. Make sure to leave a like if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already. If you could turn on that little bell to receive a notification every time I drop a new video, that would mean the world to me. Thank you guys so much for watching. You can find me everywhere, and I will see you then.